Zach Gelb, CBS Sports, great friend of ours, got to know him during the Matt Rhule taking over at Baylor. And now, I mean, at the high level with CBS Sports Radio. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic. This is the favorite spot I'm going to do all week with the relationship that we have.
And you said you went out to Lincoln and visited and went to a game and everything, huh?
Oh, I went to Nebraska. Those Cornhusker fans, I know I'm sucking up to Smokey here because he's this big fan, never been to a game. What the heck are we doing here? I can't believe with the fan base that has been tortured for that long, how early people get up, how early people drink, how early people just give you out free food. It was phenomenal. The game, the atmosphere. You could walk like right up to the sideline during the game. It's. I didn't have any special passes or anything like that. Wonderful town, and I hope he did what he did at Baylor, and that's turned something around to make it special.
Yeah, he told us we had dinner with him the last time he was in Waco.
Did he pay?
Yeah,
he paid better with that contract that he's been getting.
He did. Yeah.
Us radio guys, come on.
And it was one of those lingering into the night type of thing. Yeah, no, he did.
Smokey had a few pops.
Yeah, I did.
But Garrett McGuire was there, and he's, the wide receivers coach. And look,
they carded him because he's so young looking.
Yeah, he's like 25 years old, right?
Well, they weren't carded Joey, let's be real.
No. I thought the most fascinating thing about the fans in Lincoln were he gets off the plane and they say, and he walks up to the rental car and he's like, "Hi, I'm Garrett McGuire," and like, "Oh, you're the new wide receivers coach."
Yeah, they knew.
And he's like, "Okay, well, this could be just a message board geek." Like, and then he goes to get coffee and it's like, Garrett McGuire, right? And he's like, yeah. And it was like everybody knows. Like they are so in touch.
So we all love Sean Patton. And
he
was at Baylor, right? He ended up on
the Tonight
Kimmel
Show.
Or Fallon, one of those shows, because he had a tackling dummy.
He raced a tackling dummy and
beat
won.
the crap out of him, all that, and the crash landing and all that. But Sean wasn't allowed to the team movie night before the game because he was away for something and they won. So they said, you can't go to the movie night anymore. So when I was in Lincoln, he's like, I could come get a quick meal. But you're exactly right. He goes, we got to go to this place because this is where I won't get recognized. Everyone around the streets, hey, Sean, how you doing? Go get him this weekend, So it's just an awesome football town.
Yeah,
when are we going to a game, Smokey? Let's go. Let's do this together.
He has already laid the law down. We don't get him again until I go to a game.
There's tension.
Good.
There's tension. Yeah, no, I agree.
Here was the problem. There.
No,
Come on.
There's no more an excuse. But the problem for years, it really was when I was in Tylerman. He's high school football.
He's the Don of high school football. He's got to be the football can't go on with that. How old are you now? 35?
Almost 65.
Okay. Can you be a little selfish for once in your life? Can you be selfish for once in your life?
Believe me, there are some that think I already am.
You're too benevolent. Care about yourself. Screw everyone else.
I have watched them all over the country, but I absolutely has never been to Lincoln, and that's stupid. I mean, if at any moment if I'm gone, I never went to Lincoln.
Go to Casa Bavina. You'll thank me later.
Okay.
That restaurant's amazing, and then the scene at Misty's is really cool. That's where Tom Osborne would go after all the games. They bring the band in the night before the game. It was awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. And I have to. Now, he's challenged me. Super Bowl week, you've done a lot of these. Chiefs, 49ers. If Mahomes is the quarterback on the other side, does it matter who the other guy is with Purdy? Or is this his chance to, go up another level with Purdy, win the Super Bowl?
If Mahomes was on the Niners, everyone would be taking the Niners.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah.
Everyone this week, it's weird. The Niners are the favorite in the game, but I feel like they're the underdog. Because I had Robbie Gould on today, played on that Niners team that lost to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I had Kendrick Bourne on today, played on that Niners team that lost the Super Bowl. They all go, the Niners are the better team. We want them to win, but there's 15 on the other sideline. Mm-hmm. And that's the mental roadblock right now that is occurring. I don't think, though, that the Niners are going to be mentally spooked by Mahomes. Doesn't mean Mahomes can't win the game, but it is wild to me that no one, maybe besides me, is taking the 49ers.
Oh, really?
Game.
Well, Nick Lowry, by the way, just mentioned he's going to take. Of course, he's a Kansas City guy.
Right.
Yeah, that's no.
But
wait, he's taking the Niners?
He's taking KC.
Oh, I was going to say, if he was taking the Niners, that's like a fraud, just like Smokey being this fraudulent Nebraska Cornhusker fan.
I'm admitting it too.
Yeah. But it's it feels with Mahomes, it's like early Tiger, where if he was in the lead on Sunday, and you were chasing him, you would do stupid things you would normally do because you were like, well, I guess I got to do this because otherwise I'm not going to catch this freak.
Yeah. Well, even when Tiger was down and out and then won that Masters, look how many guys basically urinated down their leg.
Yeah.
And Tiger wasn't even playing great on that Sunday.
That's right. So what is the difference between you where you are now, and we're going to get to the Super Bowl and all that, but you have climbed this ladder. You are now a part of network radio. What has it been like for you? Have you changed at all?
No, I think I do the same show that I did from 2 to 6 a.m. Eastern. I think I did the same show when I was on 1,000
I remember when you did overnight because you called Matt Rhule, I think, one time as a guest.
He joined us on after the Texas Bowl on the bus.
When they won the bowl game.
He was on the bus, and he's walking into the hotel lobby, and the band's playing, and he's like, and he's still doing the interview. I'm like, Coach, we're going to let you go enjoy the night.
I remember that.
We were there. We were there in the lobby waiting for it.
You guys go everywhere. By the way, are we getting any of that fine money that Mac Rhodes now going to have to pay so we go drinking tonight?
Yeah.
Can we get Mac on the phone?
I can't talk about our conversations with Mac about the fine.
See, here's the thing. All these guests come on this week, no one gets Smokey in trouble.
No,
I will get Smokey in trouble. We're going to have Baylor calling him up and saying,
I don't even want to look at my text messages.
Why are you talking to that Gelb guy? He's going to get you in too much trouble.
$25,000 is a standard number. Kirby Hoke cut, others have had it,
Not
right?
to you and I.
No. Like, oh my God, it goes off GoFundMe account.
Yeah.
But what he said, it seemed like there's a lot of people that backed him, even though it's Baylor, right?
Okay.
Because of the Big 12 in basketball. Is it fair that ADs, coaches get reprimanded and or fined publicly, but the officials, we don't know?
So I don't even get why I get why they do it, but I wouldn't fine a coach for just speaking the truth. I don't think you should get fined for saying, oh, this guy missed a call or this happened. I just don't believe that should be the case. I get why they do it because the officials are an easy target. And I think officiating isn't as bad as what we perceive it to be. But we all rip players. Mm-hmm. We all go after coaches when they mess up. So why can't we go after the officials?
Yeah, or know when they've been suspended. Or if they have been reprimanded, why not make that public?
Or how about this? Because you always have some pool reporter that gets the question, and you usually don't get anything. Well, could we put the officials on the podium a little bit? Like, get a few questions?
NFL does it. NFL has the poll reporter.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it is, one, a clarification. And now you have a lot that goes on with gambling, et cetera.
Oh, yeah. You also have all these conspiracy theories. Someone loses a bet, and they try to justify why they lost the bet, and they're going to say that something's fixed
like
or
a pass interference call or whatever. Yeah, absolutely.
Like last year's Super Bowl.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but, you've got, like, college sports, and this is the NCAA, because they're not accountable for anything.
No,
right?
the NCAA is, like, they're frauds.
Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh, I don't think all this stuff comes out with Jim Harbaugh this year. If he would have just sucked it up and would have just said, okay, we're going to agree to the 4-game suspension and we're going to admit we're wrong. He didn't want to admit that he was wrong for the whole cheeseburger and the infractions during COVID.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of things that go on that the NCAA just waits, and then they're petty. And when they want to go after you, they have all the plays in the playbook.
They have everything available. They just open up, okay, hey, bring me Manual, Michigan or whatever, right? That's what it is. How much do you think that college coaches are moving to the NFL, or there's a trend, it may be a very small one, because college now is more difficult to coach with all the rules than it is in the NFL?
Yeah, I don't want to hear coaches that make millions of dollars complain that the players are finally getting a piece of the pie. But selfishly, and I told you to be selfish, so this would now be hypocritical if I went after the coaches for being selfish. It's easier to coach in the NFL now.
And that used to be just not even close.
Not even close, because you were the my way or the highway guy. You were the CEO in college. Now you recruit a player. He gets a signing bonus on the NIL, and after a year, he goes right back in the transfer portal if he didn't get his playing time, or he thinks he could get more money, and he then goes and gets that new contract or whatever money that was deferred. He just doesn't ever see it.
Yep, that's the NFL was the one that would wear you down.
Yeah.
Like, wear you down. You
Absolutely.
slept at the office, a few of those stories, Joe Gibbs or whoever else. And now it's not quite that in college, but there's so many different things going on at one time.
Well, also look at it, like when Roy Williams walks away or Mike Krzyzewski walks away, Nick Saban. All right, they probably had some more years to give, but you're old. It's okay. You could walk away. You could retire. You could enjoy life. When Jay Wright walks away, that's NIL.
There you go.
Chris Peterson, everyone was shocked when he walked away. I had him on right before the Washington semifinal game and the national championship game, and he was like, he was just open. I have no interest in getting back into this now because it's the wild, wild west.
And they could still get paid pretty good money now being analyst on television like once a week or
absolutely
3 months a year.
Look at, I know it's NFL coach, and there was personal things away from the football field, but Bill Cowher. Who would have thought Bill Cowher would have never coached a game again? He goes to CBS. I have no clue what he's making. I'm sure they pay him a pretty penny and a lucrative contract. And you basically work, 2 days a week for 18, 20 weeks of the year?
Yeah.
Vegas and the Super Bowl, the weather's been a little bit nasty. They can't control that because of that craziness on the West Coast coming in.
Yeah.
But your overall thoughts that the NFL is playing their championship game that used to ban anything gambling right here in their backyard.
Yeah, it's funny how that works. All those years, you can't do this, you can't do that. Oh, you're going to give us a little chunk of the pie? Yeah, we're down.
Yes,
here we go. Tony Romo, forget what we did years ago. We're now all in.
That's an example we've heard from a couple of times in the last week. Was Romo in that, what was it, fantasy football league kind of meetings or whatever?
I went to that, by the way.
Did you really?
Tony Romo thing, because we got the guy called us up, credentialed us and everything, said come on up,
Yeah,
and it was
free trip.
It was at the fairgrounds, and I'm going to tell you, if you were thinking it was going to be a bunch of wise guys making moves, no, it was a bunch of fantasy football nerds, freaking out because Sean Alexander was going to be there.
Remember when he was a good fantasy player for 2 years?
Yeah.
By the way, he should be a guy that's in the Hall of Fame. And here's why. Everyone says, he didn't play long enough. He has 100 rushing touchdowns in his career. How does a guy have 100 rushing touchdowns not be in the Hall of Fame?
Let me tell you something. Terrell Davis didn't play very long, but he got the rings, and that kind of vaulted him. Gale Sayers did not play very long because of knee injuries that ruined his career. And if those stats are in that neighborhood, that's someone. I have not heard his name brought up as somebody.
I'm the only one that says it.
Yeah.
I was also the guy that was yelling for years. Leroy Butler to get in the Hall of Fame eventually did. Yeah. Even though he was way before my time, Jerry Kramer, he eventually got in.
Yep.
I worked with Tiki Barber. He's a CBS Sports radio for years now on WFAN locally. And Tiki and I, Tiki was a semifinalist or something like that this year. At least he was getting talked about. But I said to Tiki, no one talks about Sean Alexander, a guy that won an MVP and 100 rushing touchdowns. And for a 6-year stretch, he was as dominant as
oh, my God. He was so smooth the way he glided.
And he has 15 kids now, too. You think Phillip Rivers has a lot of kids? I'm not kidding. Sean Alexander has 13 or 14 kids.
Really?
Yeah.
Alabama great, too, Sean Alexander. Appreciate you, man. It's great to see you because we got to know you based on your knowledge of Matt Rhule before or right as he was taking the job. You
were the only one. Here's the thing. When he got that job, here's what I knew. I was like, oh, that's the guy from Temple. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
I was at all those practices. I was there for the 2-win season and the turnaround, and that's what I hope happens at Nebraska. And it's great that they got Dylan Raiola, and I also hope we get to see Dave Aranda smile a few times this football season.
Well, from where you are, and Dave, of course, has gotten the extra year. Or he had the contract, but he was given again a new lease on life. Believe me, it was hard during that. Really, from the end of the year before to the losses at the end of the year, that Air Force in the bowl game. Man, he was the Jedi.
Yeah.
He was the genius, and he's no different as a person, but man, the losses have mounted up, and the easy thing for Matt Rhule.
Well, he took over a good situation.
No, he did. He absolutely did.
I'm not taking anything away from Aranda.
But one of the things that was interesting is when they did have that year that was even more special because people were pissed at Matt for leaving. So when he had the 21 year, it was, he took Matt's players, but made them better, put them in better positions, which could be be true. And now, I mean.
So I teased Aranda a little bit. When they win that Big 12 championship, and it was as exciting could be. Can we get a little smile out of him, please?
No, it's not.
You won the game, coach.
Yeah, it's
right at the end.
And because of his personality, when they were winning, now 2-7 at the beginning of COVID, but when they were winning, everyone thought, man, they thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Then last year, he doesn't care anymore. Or he doesn't show enough emotions. You know how, Tony Dungy didn't show emotions either. Yeah. There's a few of those examples.
Yeah, but it's the thing. Most people never get to talk to him one-on-one. In one-on-one, he's one of the most engaging people you're going to meet.
Oh, he is. Yeah, we've had him on before.
Yeah, I mean, and it just without microphones, way even better. When he's not worried about
a lot of coaches are that way. It's rare to see the guys that are great behind the scenes and then on the air as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't say some of the guys are two totally different people, and you're like, I don't know. He's just. He's self-editing a little bit more, but he's really interesting, and I think his biggest issue is he is so smart that sometimes he gets kind of into like, here's the plan.
Yeah.
That he's like, well, we've got to see it through phase D of the plan before we pivot.
Yeah, we can't get to D until we get to A or whatever.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Fans don't even let you get to A sometimes.
No, and so like last year he should have pivoted and didn't.
I think he also resisted the transfer portal and also NIL. I don't think there's any question about that. He's even admitted that. But when they had the big year, they didn't take advantage of it through the transfer portal. He admitted this. He gave the younger guys in the depth chart after the Xavier Woods, Terrell Bernard, Jalen Petrie, they're all gone. He wanted to give those who were on the roster a chance to fill their roles, and it came back to haunt him.
So you see a lot of older coaches walking away. Are you going to be walking away soon because of NIL and the transfer portal?
That's a great question. You're talking about in our business, right?
Yeah. You're one of the legends.
I'm not, but
yes,
thank
you are.
I'm not walking away because I can't afford to walk away. But I'll tell you this job, which you think all this information, daily transfer portal, it has worn me out a little bit. Mm-hmm. It's worn me out a little bit.
That's why you take a few vacations on Friday nights.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. To go to Lincoln.
Yeah.
To go to Lincoln.
We'll get you some bourbon too, my man.
Love you, man. Zach Gelb gave us all of the Matt Rhule insight when all that story popped, and he was right there with us quite a bit and still has been from CBS Sports from Vegas. Thanks for your time, buddy.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. You're the best.
365 Sports, back in a moment.